Hello and welcome to the channel, guys. It's the Eradicator, and in today's video, well, originally I wanted to talk about the monthly report which just came out today, but there is one particular thing that in my opinion is more interesting. It's actually something that they did talk in the monthly report, so we'll go over that in the video that I'll make when I'll be covering the monthly report. But this is actually a reply to a post that we covered on the channel regarding accidental crime stats. So I'll put the thread in the description down below from Spectrum. But actually, Luke Presley, who is one of the top tier developers who is working on the Persistent Universe, did reply to this thread and gave us his thoughts and impressions, and also possible solutions as of how accidental crime stat could be solved. So that is not a very long post, but a very interesting one nevertheless. So he says, hi Ditnosian and all of the people who have contributed here. I wanted to let you know that there are some major changes being tested right now, which would see players up to Crimestat 2 no longer lawful to attack and allowed to land at landing zones to pay off their fines. Also, all Crimestat 2s will be payables as fines. Now, we're quite confident this will work out, but obviously reserve the right to change if some insurmountable issues are discovered. And of course, he goes there in detail as of what those changes are going to be, but obviously he also tells us that these are not certain. So, I'm very happy first that they are considering that Crimestat 2s will no longer be attackable and that Crimestat 2s will be able to be paid off via the fine system, something that on the channel we have been advocating for quite some time. I've talked about it in a lot of videos. I don't know if they watched the videos that I made or if it helped. Probably not, because we as YouTubers or content creators should not be influencing the devs. It should be their own feelings, obviously the way that they see the game that should influence them. But at the same time, if there are a lot of us who do voice the same concern and the same suggestions, then maybe they will understand that perhaps it's not a bad idea. Anyway, so here, the first one is that innocent players here that can be charged if other players self-inflict damage on their vehicles should be easy to fix. So this is something that they've been working on, and that normally they should no longer be appearing in a future patch, perhaps 3.18. Also, there's another one that they are working, that they are considering, but they do have IDs. This one's not going to be easy to fix, but at least they do have IDs. Innocent players aboard a ship containing criminals can press charges against bounty hunters who destroy the ship. Now, this one's very annoying, because how can you possibly stop a ship who has a criminal? You need to care to take the criminal down. You need to stop that ship in order to catch the criminal. But the owner of that ship is actually harboring a criminal. I believe that there should be ways for people, maybe call reinforcement from security. I would love it if there would be like an actual key or like an actual security button, just like when you call 911 to call the police. I would love it if there could be a way to call the security forces as well in the stand-in system, so that they would come scan the ship that has the criminal inside, and then they would have the harboring criminal crime stat, and then we'll be able to take down those ships. That could be a possibility, because obviously we cannot tell people to stop. Hey, you got a criminal inside, stop, I'm going to take them down. If they are their friends, obviously that's not going to be working, right? But at the same time, if the person who is guilty but not guilty yet of harboring a criminal does not have a crime stat, then they are still considered to be innocent, right? So it's a tough dilemma here, but I'm glad that they have ideas. I hope that, in my opinion, the way I would see it is having the option to call in for security forces to scan that ship, and then they would have the crime stat. Or another idea would be to give players the permission to officially scan other ships and basically act as law enforcement. That could also be a possibility, but I think that to do that should have a reputation that would be high enough, and perhaps some kind of official license, so that then you'll be able to do that. It shouldn't be in the hands of everyone. You need to, in my opinion, prove yourself and pay your dues in order to have this ability. This could be also another possibility, right? Next, criminals can press charges against civilians who snare them. That's also a reason why nobody is flying a Mantis. because criminals should not be able to press charges if they are being caught by actual civilians who want to catch the criminals, right? It doesn't make any sense. But here, Luke Presley says that this should be an easy fix. So that's also something that they are considering, and that hopefully we'll be able to see soon. Next, ship debris will not clean up, possibly causing destruction to other ship. And here they think that this will cause, this is likely the cause of the Ghost Armistice violation. And the bug here is logged on by another team. So here, for example, let's say that the ship debris is actually not cleaning up and destroys another ship, then you are actually going to be getting a Crimestat because of this. It's very annoying. And sometimes you don't even see the debris because of desync, because the debris would have cleaned up on our client side, but in the server it's actually still there, right? So that's something that they are going to be fixing, hopefully for 3.18 as well. But I'm glad that this one is being seen. Now, obviously, we don't see this one that often, but it's probably one of these bugs that do happen when you are landing at Port Orizar, because it's one of the very few places where there are pads left. Next, the gunner of a vehicle can give the pilot a Crimestat for attacking AI vehicle. Now, Luke here also thinks it's an easy fix because apparently, according to their tests, they said that it is only happening with one situation, and that is when a gunner is assaulting an officer. So that's what he says here, was found to only be the assaulting an officer crime. So let's say, for example, that you are in a battle and there are some security NPCs and a gunner gets, shoots by accident a security NPC, then the captain gets the Crimestat, right? That's very annoying, but they want to be fixing that. At the same time, it could also be the gunner being a complete bloke and attacks some security officers because they think it's funny or they want to troll the captain. Then they also want to be fixing that as well, right? So I'm really glad that these are some possible ideas here regarding fixing Crimestat. Not all of the accidental Crimestats that have been listed were issued in this post, though. I really wonder, for example, how they are going to be fixing people just intentionally going in your line of fire just as that you can grade a Crimestat, just like what it happened to me at the Siege of Horizon. But here they said that, for example, they said that they've been discussing possible solutions to non-criminals protecting bounties. They have a few promising ideas. And they said that ultimately the most difficult part is understanding the true intentions of players and creating an infallible system. Obviously, there's always going to be people who will be able to cheat the system and try to do so. But at the same time, the more they fine-tune it, the more they fix it, the better it's going to be. Anyway, guys, that's all for this video. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, how would you fix those issues? For example, when it comes to innocent players aboard a ship containing criminals who can press charges against the bounty hunter who destroyed the ship. This one's very annoying. How would you fix that particular issue? As I said, I think that having the ability to call a security officer like you would do in 911 would be a good option, but maybe you guys have another ID. Well, if you let me know in the comment section down below, you can get a chance to win a Gladius Showdown Edition. Also, feel free to join our Discord channel. We've got a lovely community there. Sometimes we play together, like you can see in the B-roll footage, and also we've got a massive giveaway there. It's a Broad Load pack, which includes a Caterpillar, a Cutlass, and 2 mules, all of that with LTI. All you gotta do is join our Discord, enter the video sharing contest, and also or be a Patreon or a YouTube Job member. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. It's been the Eradicator, and I will see you guys later.